Gorgeous Sunday morning. Right. Hi there guys, Sam here. Welcome to another video. Hopefully the sun's not too much in your eyes because it's absolutely gorgeous here in the UK on a, gorgeous Sunday morning. And a little bit more of a casual video today. A little bit around how, times are really changing in 2020 in terms of the way that we're driving. How it kind of affects car enthusiasts, how it affects hot hatches, how it affects a bit more of a performance-oriented car, even more so. And just a little bit of a casual discussion. I'm really interested to get your thoughts as well in the comments. So let's get straight into this one, shall we? So yes, welcome back. I'm chilling out in the Golf R again. Still need to sort of get it out on the road and drive it a little bit more, dust it down. It's a bit more of a storage place at the moment. I've just got coats and stuff sort of sitting in it. It's not really getting driven as much. If you're a regular subscriber, you'll know mostly about this Golf R anyway from the 3 and a bit years that I've been doing sort of YouTube. And still love the car. Just I guess a little bit around this video as well is just how there's just so many rules and regulations which are changing things. I appreciate that it's sometimes different in different regions compared to like America or Australia or a completely different continent basically, as opposed to what we're seeing in Europe and in the UK. Now, what we are basically seeing is a lot of getting hit hard on emissions. That's probably the main thing, to be honest with you. What it basically means is that a manufacturer such as like Porsche or, even like the Ferraris of the world and everything, they're just getting hampered by OPFs. They're getting more weight added to them. The safety of a car is so important now that the structural integrity has to be there. That all adds weight. And it means stuff like the Cayman GT4 that I talked about before, they weigh so much. They weigh nearly 1.5 tons. And for a sports car, that's not a light sports car. Let's be honest, you can get Lotus leases for like 700 kilograms. And it's like, this is what we've sort of turned into. And it dents the fun. That's where I'm kind of staying on it because of all these things. You think if they want to make a car, they would make it with more weight and these OPF stuff. They wouldn't, just as a purist type of thing. So it's kind of dented things on that. More so what I've noticed, and if you do follow this channel regularly, you remember I do a lot of fun drives, or certainly did a lot of fun drives on the channel before, including one up there. I'll put a link up. And that road, which other, I think Auto Trader used it on a recent Bentayga video as well. I recognised the roads. So it's quite a popular sort of fun drive route. It's nice and quiet. I cycle around there as well. It's just dead, basically. You can have a little bit of fun. National speed limit, so 60 miles an hour, 100 kilometres an hour, if you can get there. And all I see now is recently in the last month is loads of signs basically saying we're going to reduce the speed of this massive section of road, which is basically farmland in general. And from what I see is going to go down to about 40 miles an hour, which, if my maths is right and I'm looking at my speedo, it's about 60 kilometers an hour. Now that doesn't exactly sound that fun, assuming that 60 was a bit of a, particularly in a car like this, and this is what I mean, a performance hot hatch or a performance supercar. It's nothing in a car like this. 4-wheel drive, it just takes it in its absolute stride. Maybe in the ST, just sitting in front of me, the Mark 7, you have fun at lower speeds, but even that, it's a push. And it kind of begs the question that unless you're going to track a car, which I have looked up track days actually recently, I've just been put off because of COVID, because of the increased rates. Unfortunately, it's sort of like the second wave. It's not, I want to do something that I enjoy, and I'm sure you would want the same, and that sort of thing doesn't. I like my Porsche Experiences stuff. I was tempted to do a track day in this. I was looking up insurance, I was doing all that kind of stuff, and I was just like, it's not going to be fun. It's not going to be as fun as I'd want it this year. So that's something that I'm going to have to put off and see where I get to. But with all the regulations, it does kind of make it pointless. I get how people modify their cars and stuff. I don't know why. I suppose it's the sort of thing where, if you take it to a drag strip or something, or just to say I've got a 600 brake horsepower Golf R or something like that, stage 3 remap. But in truth, a 300 brake horsepower stock Golf R, even with a manual like mine, I'll show the manual gearbox. There it is, 6-speed. Like mine, it's essentially, yeah, it's still too fast. Even my Fiesta ST, I actually think that's probably the right balance, and this is where I'm trying to get to. 150 to 200 brake horsepower is almost the limit now. Particularly in this country, you don't need any more. Even for a car that weighs a little bit, like a saloon or something like that, that's kind of where we're at. And that's why I've done videos in the past on like the Mark 8 Golf GTI, because I think they're on the right ballpark. They get the right idea, and I do like that. Would I pay, you know, £33,000 plus options for the privilege? No, I wouldn't. And the cost is just way too much, way too much. I mean, £60,000 for an A45S and an Audi RS3. I mean, is the world gone mad? You must be like dripping in cash or just stupid to buy a car like that. They're not going to hold their money. They're going to lose money, and you're never going to be able to use it, even if the power goes up to 450 brake horsepower, like we kind of saw with the A45S and etc. etc. Yeah, we sort of hit the barrier in 2013, 2014, when the first like A45 came out and the Golf R came out, and you had some four-wheel drive hot hatches appearing on the market. That was like, wow, that is the limit now. And it was back then. Now there's more cars on the road. Now there's more restrictions. Now there's more limits. Why are we going up? Doesn't make sense to me. And I really want to know your thoughts. Maybe I'm just chatting shit, but from my point of view, it doesn't really make sense. So why am I sitting in a 300 brake horsepower Golf R? Well, I love the car. I think it's great. It works well as a daily. And to be honest with you, the four-wheel drive does help in crappy conditions. It's gorgeous sun today, but most of the time it just rains here. 60, 70% of the year it's rain. So yeah, I like that security. And it does that as well. And it's a Golf. Yeah, it is literally just a Golf. Take the family in if I want to. You know, it's still fun on a back road. And this is what I'm talking about, how if there's going to be no back roads to have fun on, that kind of takes that element out of it. But yeah, cruising down the motorway when eventually I go back to the office. If I go back to the office, it's a great car for that. And yeah, you spend a lot of time, unfortunately, sitting in your cars. You know, you want to be sitting in a nice place. And I love this car. I was very much thinking about getting it sort of valeted and maybe a ceramic coated and cleaned and proper washed, because as much as I can wash it, you know, they can do a better job, and then I can kind of maintain it. So there is stuff that I'm thinking of still doing with this. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, basically. You know, do you think it's too tough if you're from the UK? Are you feeling that you're being a little bit hard done by? You know, I'm honestly, not just because I do this channel, and you probably get more of an idea that I do enjoy my cars. You know, I walk down the street and I'll be like, oh, look at that, look at that, look at that M3, look at that M4, look at the, that's a 140i. You know, there's a nice Golf R, etc. You know, all these nice cars. And even when I was a kid, it was like toy cars. That would just be my thing. And now I sort of look at it in reality. Yeah, it certainly does put me off, and it's a bit of a shame. Like, I'm sure I don't have many cyclist enthusiasts in the channel. I wouldn't call myself one either, but I do like getting on the bike, getting on my race bike and having some fun. Round that back road on that bike, so much more fun than any car, because you're going as fast as you can, as fast as the bike can possibly take you. You've got tight corners, you know, you're not worried about anything. You know, you've got the whole space of the road because you're on such a tiny road, and it's great fun. Don't get me wrong, I'd never get like a motorbike or anything like that, because it's just stupidly fast, but you get the idea. You know, there are other ways with wheels to have fun, and it's just so challenging. And yeah, it's making it really, really difficult to sort of almost be a car enthusiast. I love chatting about cars, and I love chatting about the latest and greatest and the new stuff coming out, and I'm sure you guys enjoy it too, and you enjoy the videos that I do. But yeah, I mean, I don't have my own racetrack. I don't have my own private land to sort of have fun on, and you know, you don't have to be able to put a large amount of money into a performance car. And whether you think of it as a little bit of an investment, and whether you think of it as a little bit of fun and a little bit of everything, really. Because, you know, if you're putting like 60 grand into like a Cayman 4-litre GTS, you want it to have kind of everything. But if that car is just really just going to be sitting there and going around back roads at 40 miles an hour, you know, the only really thing I can think of justifying is if you're like a regular kind of track day user. And even then, Porsche will do track experiences, as I've talked about, and you don't have to buy the car. You just chuck them £300. They'll give you a 90-minute session with an instructor, and you can rag the hell out of it. Tyres, brakes, don't need to worry about it. Fuel, don't need to worry about it. Depreciation, don't need to worry about it. Insurance, don't need to worry about it. Loads of fun. And that's why I do it, and that's why I don't have that, and not having a spare 60 grand lying around is probably the reason why I do it. But yeah, challenging times for people like us, or you know, just general car users as well. Even if you have a mild hot hatch these days, it's too much. A Suzuki Swift is probably too powerful. It's just, yeah, it's sad times, and I really do think it's changing. I don't think you can fight it. You know, you know, we're gonna see more automatics, going to see more turbocharged cars, and then we're going to see more electric cars, and then it's just going to be the end of it. And it is sad for new people getting into driving. You know, I do speak to people who are sort of like in their teens or recently getting their new car and stuff, and it's like, fuck me, you're in for a hell of a shock. Completely different to when, you know, I passed my test, what, 12 years ago? And yeah, it's not the same on the roads at all. Let's put it that way. But yes, thanks so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. A little bit of a chatty video, nothing really, well, other than me talking about sort of like the limits and stuff like that, and yeah, the need for cars like this. Yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Also, car insurance as well. Unfortunately, just a little bit briefly on that, I've recently renewed this, or it's coming up for renewal. It's about £100 more than what I paid before. It's steadily been going up, despite the fact I've got 10 years no claims. And yeah, and am over 30 years old. So, and I think that's a little bit down to the fact that there's more data on these cars. They get nicked, blah blah blah, whatever. You know, even car insurance comparison sites were a lot more than my renewal, so I just went with that. But yeah, it does beg the question: is it all worth it? As much as I love my cars, and I really, really do. Yeah, it's becoming really, really challenging. That, you know, it is just difficult. It's difficult times. It's worth talking about because, you know, we live on a road, cars parked all over the place. The road that I grew up in when I was a kid was dead. You know, you could run, walk. You know, you could play tennis on the road. You know, you could play football on the road. You can't anymore. And I might sound like a broken record here, but it's just true. They are building up, and particularly in a small little island like the UK. There's just not enough space either. So there's a lot of challenging times ahead in the automotive industry. And yeah, I certainly wouldn't be rushing to put all my money into all the cars in the world. So unless you've got some sort of justification for it. Maybe you're a big YouTuber and you can get away with it. But other than that, I'm not so sure. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think I'm getting a little bit too carried away? Do you think I'm, yeah, worried for nothing? Or do you think it's just going to be, the times are going to change, enjoy what you have, and when it's time to let go, you let go, and you can still always, I mean, for me, I'll always enjoy the passion, and I really do enjoy it through YouTube as well, actually, to be fair. You know, I love chatting to you guys about the latest and greatest, and those videos have really kind of very much overtaken the ownership of this car, to be honest with you. So yeah, interesting times. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Give me a decent comment as well. Like, you know, put some thought into it. Yeah, you know, I do sometimes for people, I get like general, like almost essay type responses, and I do read it and I do reply to it. And I'm more likely to, the bigger the statement you say. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Let out some frustration of how you feel about where the automotive industry is kind of going. Or put in some positives as well. You know, do a nice balance of it all, and I'll be sure to reply, or at least read your comment, and yeah, certainly take it on board and get back to you when I can. And other people do as well. Other people drop into other comments as well. That's why this is a community channel, and that's why I enjoy it. But thanks so much for watching. I'm going to get out and enjoy the rest of my Sunday, because it's going to be absolutely amazing, and I'm back at work tomorrow, so can't really enjoy the sun as much. But yeah, hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. If you're in the UK, enjoy the sun on this Sunday, and if you're around the rest of the world, you're probably enjoying the sun as well. But if you're not, just, you know, enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll be sure to see you again next time. And please subscribe, like, share. That's the best way to yeah, increase the content on this channel and increase the support and the community. That's what it's all about. Yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Cheers, guys.